Hi guys, it is day 134 and this is math. We're going to be focusing on perpendicular lines and geometric figures. So make sure you please write your first name, last name, circle your home room, and get started on your PDN. You can press pause now to get that work done. Alright, so I went ahead and I put a hint over in the sidebar for you which lines are perpendicular. Number 6 says perpendicular lines. It gives you an example. We know that, perpendicular lines have 90 degrees going all the way around. So we definitely know that E is our answer to number 1. Next, which letter has parallel lines? Okay, so if we look at our hint, up above, parallel lines, they don't touch, they have a different distance between them. So which lines or which letters would be considered having parallel lines? A wouldn't be a good candidate because eventually they would cross paths. Now a T would not be a good candidate either because they're going to intersect. Neither will an X, they intersect. So which letter has parallel lines? If I look at the L, they're going to intersect, but these two lines going up and down on the letter N, they are definitely parallel lines, so our answer would be C. Alright, so flip the page so we can get into the meat and potatoes of our lesson. Today's aim is that students will be able to use varied protractors to distinguish angle measures from length measures. Now, when we're measuring angles, we use a protractor. Now, we use a protractor to measure the size of angles. Angles are measured in degrees. All right, so we're going to look at the elements of a protractor. When we look at the elements of a protractor, we know that there are pieces, let me try to pull this into the frame, of a protractor that we have to identify and know in order to use the protractor correctly. Those three elements are the 90-degree mark at the top, which is right here. The second one is the center line at the bottom, right here where the lines intersect. And it's the two rows of numbers. So we have numbers going from 0 all the way to 180 and 0 going all the way to 180 in the other direction. We use the size of angles to classify different types of angles. So we know that when we're classifying right angles, they are 90 degrees. When we're classifying obtuse angles, they're larger than 90 degrees. So that would be from 91 to 180. And then we can classify acute angles that are from 0 to 89 degrees. We have four major types of angles to talk about in geometry, and I just went over those with you, but here's a visual representation. We have angle CAB, and that angle is measured as 37 degrees, and it's acute. We have angle CAB, and that's classified as a right angle because it measures 90 degrees and then it has the square measure in the middle. We can go right along to obtuse angles, and this angle is measured as 130 degrees. It's very large and wide. And our last angle is a straight angle, and that is measured as 180 degrees. When measuring angles, we have to make sure that we use the number line that begins with 0 degrees. If we start from the other side, we will have a measure that is incorrect. Flip the page. Our first example is angle GOD. And this angle is measured larger than 90, and that's why we make sure we identify this element of the 90 degree in the middle. So since it's wider or larger than 90 degrees, we know that the type of angle is what? Obtuse. If you said obtuse, you are correct. And that's how we can identify this angle, but now we're looking at the particular measure of this angle. So when we're working with this angle, it's from 0 all the way past 130. So I would say that it's measured at 135 degrees, and we can keep it moving. So that's the way that you use a protractor. Your angles must be follow along the lines. You start at the portion that begins with a 0 and you bring it all the way around to where the angle ends. Now, it's time for our independent practice. We have an angle. It looks very familiar. It's missing the square measure, but I'm sure you guys can kind of eyeball this. So make sure you write the angle measure and you write the angle type. Next, we have angle LMN. We have to make sure that we start at 0 and bring it all the way around to the measure. All right, guys. Make sure you utilize all the information that was given to you in this video and all previous videos, because the FSA is tomorrow and I want you guys to make sure that you're focused, you're using grit, and that you're utilizing all the materials that I've provided for you in this e-learning platform. Have a great day. Bye, guys. Miss you.